And what struck you on the day the two armies met was by permission of Allah, that He might make evident the true believers, and that He might make evident those who are hypocrites. For it was said to them, come fight in the way of Allah, or at least defend. They said, if we had known fighting, we would have followed you. They were nearer to disbelief that day than to faith, saying with their mouths what was not in their hearts, and Allah is most knowing of what they conceal. Those who said about their brothers while sitting at home, if they had obeyed us, they would not have been killed. Say, then prevent death from yourselves, if you should be truthful. The basic message that you will notice in these verses is what our manner and our character should be when we're facing a difficulty. Here, the defeat of the Battle of Uhud is what the believers are facing. And you see now Allah is saying that some believers are saying, how could this happen to us? Some are saying, if you had remained at home, it wouldn't have happened. Some are saying, if they had listened to us, it would not have happened. But the basic message for us is that when we face a difficulty, we should deal with it in a particular manner and with a particular character. And part of that manner and character is that we should be self-reflecting on what are our faults, sins, and shortcomings, as well as reflecting what can we improve on and do better. And never think of those who have been killed in the cause of Allah as dead. Rather, they are alive with their Lord, receiving provision. Allah now talks in these verses about the martyrs at the Battle of Uhud. What great reward is awaiting them. Rejoicing in what Allah has bestowed upon them of His bounty. And they receive good tidings about those to be martyred after them who have not yet joined them, that there will be no fear concerning them, nor will they grieve. They receive good tidings of favor from Allah and bounty, and of the fact that Allah does not allow the reward of believers to be lost. الذين استجابوا لله والرسول من بعد ما أصابهم القرح للذين أحسنوا منهم واتقوا أجر عظيم. Those believers who responded to Allah and the Messenger after injury had struck them, for those who did good among them and feared Allah is a great reward. Who responded to Allah and the Messenger after injury had struck them? After the Battle of Uhud was concluded and completed, some of the mushrikeen, when they were returning to Mecca, they suddenly decided that let us go back and fight the believers again, for we were almost about to gain victory over them. So they turned to come back and fight the believers, and then once again they decided against that, and they went back to Mecca. But in the meantime, when this news reached the Prophet ﷺ, he called all the people who had fought at the Battle of Uhud to come out once again, because some of the mushrikeen were coming to fight them once more. People who were injured, people who had faced great loss and difficulty at Uhud, responded to the call of the Prophet ﷺ and together 8 miles from Medina to face this perceived threat. Those to whom people said, indeed, the people have gathered against you, so fear them. Meaning people tried to make these believers fear that, once again the mushrikeen are coming against you. But it merely increased them in faith, and they said, sufficient for us is Allah, and He is the best disposer of affairs.